We're all good now. We got a decent fish here. Oh yeah, we got a good red. Good red. Nope. Oh gosh.
What's going on, Salt Strong Nation? It's Matt Yak, and I'm back with an on the water report for you guys. I was recently fishing out in a new area, and it was some high tide situations. Now, we know as those water levels rise, those redfish will often push into that grass with those high water levels. We know that that can be frustrating, because when they push into those areas, it can often be hard to get them out of there when they go to hide and feed in that grass. But I have a couple tried and true methods, and I wanted to be able to share with you guys how I was able to get it done. So let's go ahead and jump on the water right now.
We gotta pick up trash every time we see it, y'all. We gotta do our part. We don't drink beer, nor do we litter in the ocean or the Gulf of Mexico, but we do not litter. We do not throw trash in the ocean. We're on little red. First fish. Look at there, y'all. On Fred. All right, Fred Mulligan. Let's go. You pretty fish. Send them on back. See if we can do that again, y'all.
All right, Salt Strong family, I'm just going to drop you in the middle of this report. This is a place I haven't been to in a while, but I wanted to get out there and see if it was productive.
Another little red right here on the grass line. Right. Pretty blue tail. That Fred Mulligan, y'all. Not too shabby. Working the grass line now that it's high tide. When the tide starts coming in, so should you. You. See if we can do it again, y'all. Yee.
As you notice right here, I get ready to make a cast, but something catches my eye. I see some bait running, so I cast in that direction, and what do you know? My wake bait gets clobbered on the way through that grass line.
Woo! Redfish smoked the wake bait, man. Yes, sir. Crushed the wake bait. Nice. Right. You guys see right there. Crushed it. Beautiful redfish. Send this guy on back. Yee! Later, dude.
With this high tide, I knew that these fish were going to be pushed towards the grass line, so I continued power fishing.
We're all good now. We got a decent fish here. Oh yeah, we got a good red. Good red. Oh yeah, y'all. Nope. Oh gosh. Decent red. The wake bait too. Seen bait over here getting chased. So I came over here and chunked the wake bait. This redfish clobbered it. You hear me? Clobbered the wake bait. Guy's just towing me around, y'all. Got him in the net. All right. Nice redfish here, y'all. Crushed that wake bait. Absolutely smoked it. Beautiful blue tail there. If you guys can see. Nice fish. And he's gone, y'all. Yee. So I bet this fish get all up in that grass right there. All up in that grass line.
Now, I just want to pause for a second to let you guys know that I was really having a great day out there. And if you're wondering where I was catching these fish, we share all of that information in map analysis, the exact location with all of our insider members in our insider community at saltstrong.com. If you're interested on some information on how to become a member, or you'd like to know how to find spots just like this with our Smart Fishing Spots app, make sure you check us out at saltstrong.com. Now, our Smart Fishing Spots app, it actually helps me find fishing areas just like this. It actually gives me an underwater view so I can see potholes, depth contours, and any changes to that bottom structure that could give me an advantage when trying to find fish. Furthermore, it has different layers inside of the app that allow me to be able to see the seagrass or the oyster bars that may be in any area that I'm looking to fish. So that helps me when I'm exploring new areas for a tournament, or just trying to dial in on a bite in a new location in my own area. So those are game changers for me when being successful on the water, just like I was right here. So let's go ahead and jump back on the water, and we'll talk about the tackle in just a second. As I said, what I'm targeting is that grass line. I know these fish have moved in that area, so that's where I'm targeting. I made a change to that Z-Man jerk shad. I was working it with a Texas side jig head so I could get close to that grass line, but unfortunately, after hooking a good fish,
popped me off. That was a monster red too. Monster red. Dang, y'all. Broke the line. That stinks, man. Hate losing fish.
I made a switch back to that wake bait, burning it along those grass lines, and that was the ticket to get those fish fired up in this wind.
Good red. Oh, God. Good red, y'all. Good red fish on the wake bait. Oh, goodness. Barely got him. Oh, goodness. Ah, we got him, y'all. Nice red fish here, y'all. Got that wake bait right there in the side of his mouth. Right there. That's awesome, y'all. Really nice fish. Really good way to end the day here on that wake bait. Tide's about to turn. The wind's getting a little rough. I think it's time for me to head on in. It's a pretty good way to end the day. I think so. Right there. Beautiful, man. Oh man, he broke a hook, you guys. You guys can see this. This fish broke one hook and bent out two others. There's only two of the trebles left on the front, and on the back, that one right there is bent way out of shape. That bottom treble right there, there you guys go, bent out of shape right there. And that's from this big old bruiser redfish. And that is why we change out those hooks on that wake bait right there, y'all. Nice fish. Get this guy going. All right, y'all, we're gonna set this fish free. Give him a really nice release right here. Ooh, he's ready. Nice. All right, y'all, let's talk for a second about this wake bait. Right here, I've been using this wake bait to work this flat here in front of me. And as you guys can see, there's some broken bottom here on the bottom in the area that I'm fishing right here. Out in front of this little feeder creek area, there's some sandy spots. That's what I'm referring to as broken bottom. You can see the sandy spots out here, and mixed in that sandy spot is the grass. And I'm using this wake bait to run right over the grass and trigger those bites. Now, as I already said, I've already lost a couple hooks, bent one out, broke one. So this bait right here definitely needs to be put out of commission until I can get these hooks changed out. But since I'm hard-headed, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it a couple more times. But before I do and end the day, I wanna tell you guys a little bit about what I was targeting. So as I said, it was these broken bottom right here on this flat, and I'm working this grass line. It's high tide, so all these fish are really close to that grass. So I'm power poled down out here a little ways off the grass line, and I'm just working the grass, and I've been able to catch a bunch of really nice fish. The high producer so far has been the wake bait, but I've also caught some good fish on the Fred Mulligan, and I had a really nice fish break me off on that 4-inch Z-Man pearl jerk shad. So I had that rigged on a Texas eye jig head, bouncing it on the bottom. That's been one of my favorites ever since Ozello. It just worked really well for me there, and I figured I'd try it again here. Worked for me, but I lost the fish. So I'm gonna throw this wake bait a few more times, see if we can trigger another bite before we head on in, and if not, we'll see you in the post-trip analysis. Fish bump. Oh God, oh, it's ripping drag. Y'all, on the brand new Tatula, y'all. Epic. The new Tatula. Woo! Look at here, y'all. Y'all, this is a clean setup right here. The new Tatula MQ with the St. Croix. Talk about a mean setup. All right, y'all, I said I was gonna be doing something a little different today. Had a little secret weapon with me, and there it is. There's that twitch bait. I knew once the sun got up and those fish were gonna be feeding a little bit lower, I could probably switch over. It is gonna be an awesome bait, man. It's gonna be epic when those fish are just up under the surface and being a little bit finicky, but still going after an aggressive bait. Let's go, man. Right there in the side of the mouth, extra sharp hooks. All right, y'all, I brought with me our new prototype lure. It is gonna get it. And we got some choppy, windy conditions, and I know that these fish are fired up because we're coming off of some rain. We're prefrontal. Tomorrow, the temperatures are gonna drop. They're gonna drop overnight tonight. So today are some prefrontal conditions. The rain yesterday cooled things down a bit. And this right here, when you know those fish are active, but they're active below the surface, this is gonna be a killer bait. You can walk the dog with this thing under the water. That's how I just connected with that fish. I was doing a twitch, retrieve, just like I would walking the dog on the top water, but it does it just under the surface, and that redfish came and nailed it. When the sun is high in the sky and you know those fish are gonna be feeding, you wanna go a little bit slower than, say, burning a paddle tail through there. This is gonna be a stellar option, you guys. I can't wait to catch some more fish with this. I can't wait to get some monsters with this, but that redfish right there was definitely a good fish. About a 22, 23 inch redfish. Again, great presentation when it gets when that sun gets a little bit higher in the sky and those fish aren't committing to top water, but they're still kind of feeding up top, chasing bait near the surface. This is gonna get it done. So if you guys have any questions about this trip or any of the tackle, make sure you leave those questions for me down in the comments section.
All right, Salt Strong family, welcome back. Now we are going to talk a little bit about tackle. Now I will just go ahead and start by saying that the high producer for the day was a KBD wake bait in that shizzle color. Now, if you guys see, I do have the single inlines on this one, and that's because, as you were able to see in the on the water report, I broke and bent some hooks. The hooks that actually come with those KBD wake baits right out of the box are prone to breaking and bending, so I do like to change them as soon as I see any sign of wear, but I didn't see any signs of wear on this trip. They actually just broke. So got to get those hooks changed out, but the bait itself was the high performer. Being able to run that next to those grass lines draws those fish out. When those fish are on a grass line or in it feeding or seeking protection and shelter, that wake bait coming through in an aggressive pattern, putting off that low frequency rattle as it comes by, is a great way to pull those fish out of the grass line and come eat that lure. That's one of my tried and true methods for fishing grass lines at high tide. Now, another lure that I had success with that day was the Fred Mulligan. Being able to throw that on those grass lines in a weedless presentation was working for me as well, but because of the wind, I think it was kind of getting lost in all of that noise and chop on the water. Again, with the Z-Man Jerk Shad, I had it rigged on a Texas side jig head to remain weedless, just like the Mulligan, so that I could work those grass lines and fish close to them without getting hung up. But again, I feel like with all of the wind that was out there that day, those baits were kind of getting lost with all of that chop. Now, I did hook a really nice redfish and lose it. It was probably an overslot on that Z-Man Jerk Shad, so that bait was definitely productive for me. But again, switching back to that wake bait continued to be productive. Now, again, at the end, you guys are able to see that I was able to pull out something that was new for us. It is a new prototype lure that we have. It is now called the Skinny Lipper, as you were able to see in the On the Water report, and we are excited to bring it to you guys because it's going to be great in situations just like I highlighted. So if you guys are interested in picking up any of the tackle that I used on this trip, or you're interested in some more information about becoming a member or Smart Fishing Spots, be sure to check all the links down below in the description. And until next time, we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next video.